Yo, people, what's good? Welcome back to my channel. It's Tapping Tobs here. Boy, the last time I did a post-match reaction for a league game was off the back of a loss at home. Unfortunately, this time it's off the back of a loss at home. Listen, for those of you who are in here already, make sure you smash the like button. Smash the like button already. Thank you for getting me to 11K as well. Thanks for that. Big up to you guys. For those who haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Um, please keep supporting, even if you're here for pain. As long as you support, it's all good with me. But yeah, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. But yeah, man, Spurs have lost to Liverpool. It's typical Spurs, man. We have a saying in the Spurs fan base when it's called Dr. Tottenham. It's called Dr. Tottenham, where like a team can be really, really down in the dumps. They can't buy a win, and then they play Spurs and they get a new lease of life. And this is annoyingly, this is not the first time this has happened with Liverpool. 2 seasons ago under Jose, again, probably worse circumstances. Liverpool were in worse circumstances. In fact, no, Liverpool were probably better circumstances then than they were now this season on performances. And they were just in a rut. They couldn't win. They could not win a game to save their lives. And they come up against Spurs. And then lo and behold, they get 3 points. They beat us 3-1. But today they beat us 2-1. And I actually think, I don't think we deserve to lose that game. Personally, when you look at the chances we created, I think we created enough to not lose that game. And if I'm being really honest, I think we created enough to win that game. But what lost us that game today was, again, another slow start in the first half and mistakes. If you start that slow in the first half and you gift top players the type of chances that I gifted Mo Salah, you're not going to win matches. It's that simple. I remember the Marseille game midweek. I said the same thing after that. I said, like, Marseille, I was fuming at the fact that we made Marseille look like Real Madrid and stuff like that. And I'm just looking at this fixture, and it's like Liverpool, don't get it twisted. They had a spell in the first half where they were really good. And I think on the whole, in the first half, they were definitely better than us. They were much better than we were in the first half. I think they moved the ball better. They got into better positions than we did. Yeah, like I just felt like Liverpool definitely had a much better first half than we did, but I also think that we gave them the initiative at times. And I think, like, when you look at the second goal as well, that second goal was ridiculous. Like, it's just ridiculous, man. It's just ridiculous. When you concede goals like that, like you're not gonna win games of football doing dumb stuff like that, man. It's just, yeah, it's mental, man. But yeah, the point I'm making with Dr. Tottenham, man, it's nasty. It's very, very nasty. It's very, very nasty. Teams get a new lease of life when they play Spurs. Why? It happened under Poch. It happened under Jose. It happened under Nuno. It happened. It's happened already under Conte, and it happened again today. You're just thinking to yourself, if we played like we did in the second half for 90 minutes, we win today. We win. We win that game of football if we play like we did for 90 minutes there. And that's up against Liverpool side with Salah, with Firmino, with Nunes, with Van Dijk, with Konate, who was incredible today. Absolutely immense. He's special, man. He's a special centre-back, Konate. But with Trent, with Robertson, yeah, man, I just feel like Liverpool, that's what top teams do. Like they capitalize on the opposition and they pounce. And I feel like that's what they did in the first half. I think they caused us quite a lot of problems in the first half, actually. But yeah, I think it was definitely a game in two halves, and that's the problem. That's the problem. You can get by recovering a game against sides like Leicester, Bournemouth, Marseille. Who else have we come back against this season? Who else? But the top end sides in the league this season, you can't, because by the time you even try to recover the game's already gone. The game's already gone. When you look at the top sides we played in the league this season, the teams at the top end in the league this season. Newcastle capitalized, smelt blood, and killed the game at halftime. The game was done at halftime. Liverpool again today, the game done. The game was done, unfortunately, at halftime, despite all the things we threw at them in the second half, the chances. Unfortunately, those 2 goals that we conceded in the first half proved pivotal for Liverpool's result because they did not even need to play well in the second half. Of course, they relied on us missing chances, which I'll talk on in a second, but fundamentally, they had the 2 goals in the first half to sort of hold on to, and eventually it proved pivotal. It proved pivotal. Let me just go through some comments before I get into specifics. Should Dyer be in hiding because you're going to be brutal, methinks. Listen, I'll speak on Dyer in a second. It's weird. He's just error prone, man. Just error. He's always had errors in his game, and it's mad because up until the start of October, like Eric Dyer actually had probably like a 12-month period where he wasn't really making that many mistakes, and now in the past 6 or 7 weeks, he's just reverted back to the Dyer of old when it comes to some of these crazy, I'm talking crazy mistakes. But I'll talk on his game. Sid says, bad day for both of our teams, bro. But at least your team tried to give the fight. Yeah, yours, Chelsea, that was kind of mad, that performance. Daniel says, should have got a draw, but we can't keep giving teams a head start. Facts. One more league game, then let's see what happens after the World Cup. Yeah. Nazmi, I don't know who you support. He says, naive from Conte, setting the team up for failure every single time and hacking in the second half trying to save it. When is it enough, Tobs? How many games now has Conte made at least one error? Yeah, Conte makes mistakes, but Conte was a driving force in the performance in the second half. And Antonio Conte is a world-class manager, and Antonio Conte currently has Spurs 4th. And Antonio Conte will probably, in my opinion, get Spurs top 3, top 4 this season. So, yeah. Yeah. I've not had enough of Conte yet. So that's the answer to your chat. This comment. Tobes bashed Salah all week saying he would. When did I bash Mo Salah? This is crazy. Mo Salah. Anyway, yeah, let me just keep going through the comments. I'm sure I saw a comment from this cagey guy earlier on. This guy wants to talk. Okay, where is it? I'm sure I saw something about. Yeah, here we go. Nonto and Somerville can't wait to get those statues you call defenders. Bring it on, bro. I like this talk. I like this fighting talk. Talk. You're talking about our statues. I saw your defense getting pulled apart by Tavernier, Billing, Dominic Solanke, Kiefer Moore, and Kulusevski's back. Boy, it's not going to be a straightforward game for Spurs, but bro, I'll see you there. I've bookmarked your tweet. And I will come back to it next week. Trust me. You best believe that. Owen Neal, I think this guy's a Liverpool fan. He says second half was a shambles from us. Probably should have been a draw, but we needed that win. Yeah, you did. That's Liverpool's first away win of the season. That is mental. Why does it have to come against Spurs? Why? That's 3 games at home now without a win for Spurs. We lost to Newcastle, drew to Sporting Lisbon, and we've lost to Liverpool now. After we did so well to sort of re-establish our strong home record, like we had gone months winning consecutively at home, and then all in the space of 2 or 3 weeks, it's just crumbling. But we live and we learn, man. Let me just go through some more comments. Tobes, do you think Eddie Howe would be doing better than Conte? Absolutely not. No, because he's not a better manager. Joey, I don't support Spurs. I've never seen such a frustrating wing back pairing. Like, where's the mate? I'm going to talk on all of this. I'm going to talk on all of this. Zar Spurs says the moment Kulusevski is back, we play so good. Listen, we were playing good before Kulusevski came on the pitch. The team were getting at Liverpool before Kulusevski came on the pitch. But obviously, when Kulu comes on, he increases the cutting edge and quality. He's special, special player, bro. Special. Yeah. Anyway, let's talk on the game. So the lineup. Now, I try to keep an open mind with the lineup, but the lineup made for really, really ugly reading. I can't lie. I cannot lie. Initially, I was thinking, do this, do that, do this, do that. But I'm looking at the team now with the injuries. I think with the injuries that we had to the team, he was only ever going to play a 3-5-2 to start the game. I do think that. I think Brian Hill, I would have liked to see Brian Hill start, but Conte's not going to start Brian Hill. I don't think he trusts him enough to start. Lucas Moura, who he probably wanted to play, was struggling with injury, so he couldn't play a full 90, but I wouldn't have wanted him to start. I think the midfield three he had to play, and the back three he had to play. Kane, he had to play. I think where it becomes contentious is the remaining three positions for me. Now, I will get into the wing backs again, but when you play a 3-5-2, you need quality from the wide positions, because more often than not, your wing backs, are going to be getting quite a lot of the ball. They're going to be getting quite a lot of the ball, and they're going to be the ones that are stretching the game for you. They're going to be the ones that are stretching the game for you. So you need players who who are actually good or even competent. Forget about even being good. Just players who are competent with the ball at their feet. And we got anything but that with the wing back pairing today. And again, Conte, you can only blame yourself when you see people like Emerson, who it's weird. Emerson Royale defensively, I actually thought he did all right in the first half, but when you play this wing back formation, the guy is garbage. The guy is just so poor going forward. He's so poor going forward, and Conte keeps playing him. I said it on the Big Six. I said it on my preview. Like, you saw my reaction on Friday on the Big Six when Turkish asked me, I think it was Turkish or Saeed asked me on my predicted lineup. And no, someone asked, is Emerson going to play? And I said, yes, he's going to start, because Conte keeps playing this guy. Conte keeps playing this guy. And when you play crap players in a system that doesn't suit them, you're going to get poor results. So that's an L on Antonio Conte. Stop playing this guy. How many times do I have to come on this stream? How many times do Spurs fans have to say it to see it? How many times does Conte need to see it? Stop playing these guys. They're not good enough. They're just not good enough. And he has the option to go with a different player. Listen, Doherty's crap as well. Don't get it twisted. But in a 3-5-2 as a wing back, he offers more going forward than Emerson. He does. I mean, and then the guy on the other side, Ryan Suss. Word to my boy Yao. Ryan Suss. If that's me today, I'm putting Perisic left wing back, and I'm playing Brian Hill. F it. I get it. Brian Hill will get munched up by Konate and all of these guys. Cool. But 1v1, I think Brian Hill could have got changed out of Trent Alexander-Arnold. I think he could have. Yeah. And then it would have allowed us to play Perisic as the left wing back. And then we could have a bit of a double act and try and attack on that left-hand side. Because the two wing backs that started the game, not for the first time, not for the second time, not for the third time, not for the fourth time, not for the fifth time, not for the sixth time, for the umpteenth time, they have killed a lot of attacking play that we've tried to build yet again. And Conte keeps playing them. So, my guy, listen, your hands are tied in certain respects, but with some of these players, don't pick them. Because when you pick them, you see what unfolds. I just need us try and get to January and see what we can do in the window. Destiny's obviously coming in next summer. I don't know what we're gonna do with Spence. He really like, what is this kid doing in training that Conte doesn't like? Because I just can't. I can't deal. I can't deal. Let me show you my WhatsApp. Let me show you my WhatsApp. Yeah. Let me show you my WhatsApp. I'll show you my WhatsApp because, mate, I sent this to. You'll see it here. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. Wait. There's three. Yeah, there you go. I just can't with these SHIT wingbacks. I'm trying not to swear. I just can't with these SHIT wingbacks. I can't do it anymore. I cannot do it anymore. I don't know why Conte keeps doing it. Stop playing these guys. Stop playing these guys. So, yes, when I saw these two in the lineup, I fell to my knees. Theoretically, obviously, I didn't really fall to my knees, but yeah, you're not going to be able to build or sustain pressure with these guys because they're not good enough. They're not good enough. And that's an L on Conte. Stop playing them. Now, now, yeah, people asking who is trophyless Spurs. Bro, can you imagine? That's the abuse I'm getting because this team ain't won a trophy. But yeah, the first half, the game started off in the worst way possible. Literally, like the first minute of the game, Nunes is in behind on the left hand side, and comes inside and works Lloris. And I think that was a theme for them in the first half. I think they were always looking for the switch to Nunes because I think they felt 1v1, he could try and get the better of Emerson and he could try and square Dyer 1v1 as well. But I think eventually we learned how to try and defend that out ball better. But I think Liverpool, they definitely had a much better first half than we did. I think it's weird. Like I look at our setup, and I don't think Spurs were deep. We didn't keep a lot of the ball, but I don't think we were deep. I think we had like a mid, a mid block today. I don't think it was like a deep block. Liverpool definitely played a lot of football in our half, yeah. But I felt like what I didn't like today was too many times in the first half we did not put pressure on Liverpool. We would watch them sort of pass the ball from side to side, and we weren't really putting that much pressure on them. And then I think even for the first goal as well, really good pass from Andy Robertson, like clipped in ball in behind, again exploiting that sort of left channel, that inside channel. And what really annoyed me, and again, when I talk about pressure, the first goal, take nothing away from Mo Salah. That's a fantastic finish. He's been able to get it out of his feet and bury it. And that's what a clinical striker or clinical forward does. He's a world-class player. Mo Salah has not played well by his standards this season, but one of the things that concerned me this week was the fact that he's getting into good goal scoring form again. He notched against Napoli and he obviously got a brace today. I'm not really going to be too mad at the finish from Salah. I think he's done brilliantly well he left Lloris flat-footed. But what annoyed me about the goal was how much time Nunes had to control the ball, bring it down, pick his head up, and pass to Mo Salah. There's like four players around Nunes, and not one single player puts pressure on Nunes before he makes that pass to Salah. You cannot let Nunes play that pass to Mo Salah because when you see Mo Salah in those situations, it's more often than not a goal. It is more often than not a goal. And yet, we didn't put enough pressure on Mo Salah on the ball. and he goes and scores. I mean, we didn't put enough pressure on Nunes. He passes to Mo Salah. Mo Salah scores. It's poor. It's poor. And again, that first half, I'm watching it. I'm gonna watch the game again because the first half was odd. It felt like when we tried to attack, it would break down because we just didn't really have an idea of how we should go about attacking Liverpool, or the ball would get to our wing backs and it would inevitably break down. But it felt like Liverpool, despite them having more of the ball than us, most of the joy came when they were getting at us in transition. I think they worked the first goal really well, but again, for me, we have to put more pressure. Especially if a player is in our box and we're not putting pressure on the player, then when are you going to put pressure? You have to put more pressure on him. You have to put more pressure on him. Honestly, you really do. You got to put more pressure on these guys. And I felt like that was a thing in the first half as well. In the first half, there were times where I think there was even one moment, Harvey Elliott dribbles towards the end of the first half. Nobody's putting pressure on him. They're just standing off him, staring at him, and then he takes a shot, a long-range effort. Lloris saves it for a corner. And I'm just thinking, what's going on here? And that's why I'm like, the first half, I do think in these games, Conte needs to try and instruct these guys to be a bit more on it, a bit more proactive. But at the same time, I'm looking at the performance and I'm like, he's not asking you to turn over the ball. He's not asking you to not put pressure on man when they get into our box. He's not asking you to not put pressure on Thiago in the middle of the park. He's not asking for these things. So I'm just thinking to myself, like, I think there will be criticism on Conte, and rightly so. I think with some of the players he picked and with the attitude that the team has in the first half, like, the manager needs to do more to try and get these players playing a different way. But I also think that some of these players were playing within themselves in the first half. I really do. Because when you look at the performance in contrast to the second half, it's night and day. Even Bentancur has been one of our best players in recent weeks. In the first half, I thought he was quite passive. Højbjerg was non-existent in the first half for me today. Basuma is the only midfielder that looked like he was on it in the first half. Harry Kane, his performance was poor in the first half. Overcomplicating things on the ball, trying to get the ball and sort of take on Konate 1v1. My guy, like, know your strengths, know your opponent. You're not going to beat Liverpool playing that way. Keep it simple, keep the ball, recycle the ball, get it into a good position, and let's work Liverpool. We didn't do enough of that. So, yeah, I'm not mad at people saying Liverpool played well in the first half, but I don't think they were that great. I just think we were not as competitive. We just weren't. And I think the second half is evidence of that. I think Liverpool, they dominated more so than we did. They had 9 attempts in the first half to our 3. I think they had like 4 or 5 attempts on target to our 2. And they had their one big chance, which I'll talk about now with the dire mistake. That's the thing. Like, Liverpool looked threatening, but they didn't really create that many like genuine clear-cut chances today in the first half. And then for me, I remember, let me even see when Mo Salah scored this goal. Yeah, let me just quickly double check and see when Mo Salah scored this goal. And people, for those of you that are in here, 380 of you guys in here, please make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed to the channel already. Smash that like button right now, right this second, please. Let's get it to over 200 likes before the end of this stream. Now, let me check when Mo Salah scored this goal, because where I sit in the stadium, I sit next to one of my best mates, or one of my close mates. I don't like using the word best mates, but I sit next to one of my like good friends. Yeah. And I said to him before that goal, I said, listen, we've not been that good in this first half here. But at 1-0, if we can keep this to 1-0, I think we can get at this Liverpool team, because I felt like for the first, I'd say for the first 35 minutes, I think Liverpool were quite clearly a better side than Spurs in the game. But I felt like towards the end of the first half, I felt like in the first 30 minutes, I thought Liverpool were the better side. But from minute 30 to minute 40, I felt like they looked a little bit ropey. I don't know if it's just me. I felt they looked a little bit ropey. And I remember there was a chance that Perisic had. I say a chance, he forced a chance. Harry Kane put the ball into the box and Perisic went for the header. Alisson also went to try and get the ball, and we hit the post. So that was our only chance in the first half, our only clear-cut chance in the first half. And I felt like after that, Liverpool looked a little bit ropey, like you could get at them. And then 40 minutes, minute 40, a long punt, uncontested header. Yeah, there's nobody near Eric Dyer challenging for that ball to put him under pressure. He's under no pressure, zero pressure, and he inexplicably heads it in the path of Mo Salah, who then runs in, races through on goal, and expertly finishes. It's a fantastic finish from Mo Salah, clinical today. I felt, for me, after Konate, Salah and Konate were Liverpool's best players today. Easily, for me, hands down. Easily Liverpool's best players today. I felt like Mo Salah, he had a touch of class. Like Firmino, I felt like he was non-existent in the second half. Nunes in the second half, non-existent. But I felt like Mo Salah was the one, when he got on the ball, he was making shit happen. Sorry, he was making stuff happen. I'm not trying to swear. And yeah, it's like, if you go into the game, if you go into the break 1-0 down, despite not playing that well in the first half, you can recover this. It shouldn't be that way, because you should be starting off the game with a positive mindset to begin with. But hey ho, we are where we are. If you keep it at 1-0 or try and get an equalizer before half time, you set yourself up for a good enough second half to win the game. And yet we make a shocking mistake, man, from a guy who is he's not a spring chicken. Eric Dyer is an experienced football player. You're 28 years old. Why are you still making these boneheaded errors? Why? This is the first manager since Pochettino that's actually put his arm around Dyer and has propped him up. And Dyer rewarded Conte with some really good performances in 2022, but yet in the last month and a half, they've just completely collapsed. And I think what we've seen in the last month and a half is now clear evidence that you cannot be a regular starter for Spurs, because that is the difference. In a game of fine margins, that will be the difference. For what it's worth, I thought Eric Dyer on the ball was actually quite good today. I felt his passing was really good. His switch to Perisic, he found that switch constantly. To Perisic, to Cess, even as an option, as an attacking option at right centre back, he put in a really good ball into the box in the second half that Cess converted and led to our next big chance that cannoned off the crossbar from Perisic. He did a lot of good things today. But the one thing you are in this team to do is defend well and not make mistakes. And he makes a mistake. And it's a key mistake, a glaring, shocking mistake that no centre-back starting for a top six club should be making. And that's the difference. That is why this guy is not good enough to be a starter for this team long term. You had your opportunity. Listen, fair enough. I'm guilty of it too. You had your opportunity. The window was the window with the centre-backs, and we didn't do enough in the centre-back window, and it meant that Dyer, for all intents and purposes, was going to be a starter. I wanted two centre-backs in the window. We only got one, and the one centre-back we got, who actually played well today, is not dynamic enough. So, Dyer, you get your stay of execution. You were good last year. You're going to be the starter this season. And that's how you reward the manager for that faith. It's not on, man. It's not on. I'm not even here to slam Dyer, but that's pathetic, man. That's absolutely pathetic. And it shows again, certain man like that, you cannot be playing 35 out of 38 games starting for Spurs in the league. You just can't, because you have that mistake in you. You compare his performance to Konate today. What was the difference? Konate prevented several opportunities and sights at goal. Eric Dyer gifts Salah a goal. That's the difference. Konate is levels, immense centre back. And Dyer gives Salah a goal. What can you do? When you make those mistakes against top opposition, you will get punished. When you start off the game slowly against top opposition, you get punished. And Spurs did both those things in the first half, and it culminated in us going 2-0 down in the break. Let me just check for some super chats. Usama, big up. He says, are you worried about your record versus the Big Six this season? I've always been worried about our record against the Big Six this season. If you look back on Spurs, we traditionally don't get many good results against the Big Six sides. But yes, this season it's been poor. It's been poor, but more beyond the result, it's been the performances. Today's performance showed me, on the whole, even though the first half was poor, today's second half performance showed me that we can compete and go at these Big Six teams. We can do it. We can. Yeah, the performance in the second half was very, very encouraging, and I'll talk on that in a second. But it just begs the question, why can't you play like that for 90 minutes against this Big Six side? But anyway, thank you for the super chat, bro. Big up Usman Verk, sorry, says, deep the Eddie Howe question. Good football with no world-class players, and look at how much he's improved, Joelinton and Almiron. If they finish above Spurs, what are you saying? If they finish above Spurs, he's had a fantastic season, but I'm still not picking him over Conte. Impossible. Not happening. We talk about how he's improved Joelinton and Almiron. How many players did Antonio Conte improve at Spurs last season? Let's be real, man. He's given a lot of players life. A lot of players are dead and buried at Spurs, and he changed the perception of a couple of them, and now they're slowly reverting back to type. But people, smash the like button already. Smash the like button. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. Yeah. Big up Rob. He says Tobi Dyer wasn't even good last year. Each their own. I thought he was. But yeah, that's the first half in a nutshell, man. Very, very deflated first half, and the fans were booing at half time. And Conte says he's disappointed with the booing. Listen, when you play that poorly and you gift the opposition poor goals like that, do you expect the crowd to be happy? When you look at the money that is being spent to watch this team, when you look at the effort, the commitment, and then the players go put in a performance that leaves us 2-0 down at home to a side that have looked out of sorts all season, they're not going to be happy. So the booing, the group booing, is part and parcel. The players have got to hold that. How else can the fans voice their displeasure at what they're seeing? Got to hold that, man. Got to hold that. But yeah, like I said, it was a game of two halves. It was a game of two halves, and the fans were well within their rights to boo. I didn't boo, to be honest. I was just angry. Now, second half, a whole different story. Now, just to put into perspective, the contrast in performances in the first half, second half. So the first half, Liverpool had 64% possession, 9 attempts, 4 on target, 1 big chance created, 0 big chances missed, 5 shots inside our box, 4 shots outside our box, and they made Lloris make 2 saves. In comparison to us at 36% possession, 3 attempts at goal, 2 on target, 1 big chance created, the Perisic chance, 1 big chance missed, the Perisic chance that hit the post, and 2 saves from Alisson. Yeah. Second half, Spurs, obviously Liverpool retreating naturally as you do, 2-0 up. I guess they don't really need to to put their foot on the ball as much as they did in the first half. They retreat and they try and soak up what we have and try and hit us in the break. But second half performance, Liverpool 41% possession, 4 shots, 2 on target, 1 big chance created, 1 big chance missed, and hit the woodwork. And I think that 1 big chance missed would have been Nunes. That pass, by the way, from Thiago was mad. That was a really, really good pass. Really good pass. And Nunes has to score that. But now look at Spurs' stats in the second half. 59% possession, 11 attempts to the 3 in the first half, 3 on target. Yeah. 9 shots inside the box, 2 shots outside the box, 3 big chances created, 3 big chances missed, and hit the woodwork again. I don't know why we weren't as aggressive and as direct towards Liverpool as we were in the second half, in the first half as we were in the second half. I don't know why, because this Liverpool team, the midfield and the defense, even with Konate playing out of his skin today, you've seen the vulnerabilities. The second half, they were losing pretty much every single duel. Basuma, for me, that was his best game in a Spurs shirt. He was really good today, and I don't think their midfield could cope with Basuma. Every single ball he was mopping up. Every single time there was a turnover, he would get the ball off an attacker, get the ball off the midfielder, recycle it, find a pass in between the lines. He was really good today. Really good today, Basuma. He didn't deserve to be on the losing side. For me, that's his best game in the Spurs shirt. And then Perisic in the second half as well. Second half today, going at Trent. That's what we want to see. Go at Trent. Go at Trent. Yeah. How many times were we getting the ball? We were literally hoofing that ball to that left-hand side. Get the ball to Perisic, 1v1. Try and isolate the brother. Because that's where you're going to get joy. And lo and behold, Sessegnon, the cross from Eric Dyer that led to Perisic's chance, it came from the left-hand side. The cross from Perisic that led to Kane's header came from the right-hand side. And the other chance, the other Harry Kane header that we had came from the right-hand side. I mean, from their right-hand side and from our left-hand side. Yeah, like I felt like we really took the game to them in the second half. And again, the biggest detractors for me were the wing-backs in the second half. There was one moment in the second half, I remember, someone's fizzed the ball into Emerson and he's in acres of space. Any competent or sensible wing back will dribble into the box, see what his options are. Or if you're going to put it in a cross first time, put in a decent one. This guy has played a cross that was so wild. I think it almost even went for a throw-in. I might need to watch it again, but it was so mad. He's absolutely levered the ball and it's missed everyone and was followed by a chorus of boos. Because we're fed up. We're fed up of seeing that stuff. We're fed up of seeing those overcooked crosses, the lack of incisive play. It's enough. And lo and behold, what a surprise. When Spurs are going for the game, Conte has to take off both Cess and Emerson. Why? Which begs the question, why are you playing them in a game where you know you need to score goals? Why? Why do you keep playing these guys? Because he knew he could not keep them for 90 minutes and create chances. He knew it. He knew he could not keep both those guys on the pitch and be able to create the level of opportunities that we did. It's mental. It's mental. It's absolutely mental. But listen, we played better in the second half. Liverpool were crap in the second half. They were rubbish, bro. I was taken aback. Like, Konate was on a one-man mission to try and like ensure that they didn't drop points. He was excellent again, and Mo Salah as well. I felt Van Dijk was okay today as well. I think Van Dijk was okay. I think Trent really struggled in the second half, really did. But yeah, like Harry Kane as well. I mean, let's talk about Kulusevski. let's talk about Kulusevski, because I've spoken about Basuma. I thought Basuma was really good today. Bentancur came into his own in the second half as well, started getting on the ball, winning the ball back and driving us forward again. I think the only thing that Bentancur did wrong in the second half was that crazy cross he had when he was at the edge of the right-hand side. But yeah, man, I just look at that performance in the second half and I just think to myself, like, you easily could have not lost this game. Like, I'm just frustrated that we've lost, because it's like, why? This team clearly are beatable. Clearly are beatable. Under no circumstances should we have let them leave with 3 points today, and we did. We created more than enough to get at least a point out of the game. But again, when you're 2-0 down, when you're fighting from 2-0 down instead of 0-0, you're not going to win many games of football. But anyway, really good performance in the second half. Really good performance in the second half. And ironically, with the team, with a lot of it to do with the team in the first half that everyone thought was so ugly, so negative and stuff like that. Like, we showed in the second half with the exact same lineup that we could get at this Liverpool team. It's just a change of mindset. Players being more proactive, players putting more pressure on Liverpool, players stopped giving, players that were stopped giving Liverpool respect. We gave them way too much respect in the first half. Way too much. Way too much. But anyway, we were playing well. Even before Kulu came on, we were playing well. But boy, let's talk about Kulusevski, because this kid is special. He is quality. He is quality. Pure quality. The class is insane. I've been ranting and raving about this kid. From people who can look back to my player profile in January, I was so happy when Spurs got this guy. And I didn't even expect him to settle in as quickly as he did. I didn't. I thought it would take a bit more time. But the kid is special, and he's back. He's back. And Kulusevski being back can only be a good thing for Spurs. The performances by default will get better when you have a player of that caliber in your team. And my goodness, the guy is mental. His first touch, his ability to drive at the opposition, the ability to create separation, to come on the inside, to come on the outside. He's immense. Absolutely immense. As soon as he came on the pitch, Liverpool was shuffling. They were shuffling. They could not live with him. Robertson on that left-hand side, Van Dijk. Obviously, there was one moment in the box when he came on, and Van Dijk did well to stand up to the physical challenge. But the guy is mental. He's so good. He's such a baller, bro. He's such a baller. The guy was only on the pitch for 30 minutes, and look at the impact he made. He's so intelligent, and his pass for Harry Kane as well, yeah, gets the ball right weight of pass, and my word, Kane was not having a good game today, but wow, that finish, that is the finish of a bona fide world-class striker. What a finish. It's like it's mad. It's like he's side-footed it, but he's generated so much power that the ball is too quick for Alisson to even get a hand to it. And burying Alisson Becker is not easy. That is a supreme goalkeeper, and that finish was immense, absolutely immense finish. And I can't even lie, when Harry Kane scored that goal, I said, yep, it's coming. Just keep going at them. And we created more opportunities, just didn't take our chances. But again, that second half proved, even though it's against a broken Liverpool team right now, that second half proved that Spurs have the capacity to go at teams around us. We do. Yeah. I remember when Perisic came in on the inside and putting that cross on his right, when Harry Kane flicked on that header, I thought that was in. I genuinely thought that was in. But yeah, I don't even know why I'm smiling. I'm not happy that we didn't get even a point out of this game. But yeah, man, I think there's positive signs in the second half, but there's just so many negative signs in the first half. fair play to Liverpool. They did what they needed to do. They came here and they got 3 points. But yeah, I don't think they deserve to win the game today. And I think we can only have ourselves to blame for losing the game. As good as they were in the opening exchanges of the game, but I think we can only blame ourselves for not getting even a point out of this game. But Kulusevski's back, which is positive. I really, I think with Antonio Conte, like that second half shows that we can get at teams with Conte. Yeah, I still believe Spurs will get top 4 this season. I still believe that. That's still my target. That's still the intention. And I think Conte is going to lead us to it. Yeah. I think he made mistakes to the lineup, but I think in the second half changes really helped us. And whatever he said to those players at halftime, we moved to Liverpool. We moved to Liverpool. And we can play like that more with Conte at the helm. And we have played like that with Conte at the helm in the past, not so much this season. So yeah. Sorry, Skullfuggery is messaging me now on WhatsApp, the little bastard. Yeah, I think in January, let's get in some more players. Let's back Conte and let's hope he signs a new deal. Spurs are still in the top 4, despite the loss today. Spurs are still in the top 4. Yeah. I think, yeah, he has to do better with the wing backs. They're not wing backs. If you're going to play these guys, don't play them at wing back. And if you're so wedded to a wing back formation, then don't play them. But boy, this is our gaffer, mate. This is our gaffer. And we shouldn't have lost today. We shouldn't have lost today. Get him some more players in January. Get him some more players in January. Of course, he needs to rotate the team more. But get this guy some more players in January and let's hope he signs a new deal. Let's hope he signs a new deal. Yeah, people, smash the like button, please. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. JJ Ash, I'm sure you'll be on the Big Six tomorrow. Thank you for the super chat. It says Tottenham get battered everywhere they go. Tottenham get battered even when they don't go. How can you get at teams when you get turned over in the first half? 30-minute team at best. London is red. Listen, enjoy your win today. Enjoy your win today. Enjoy your moment in the sun. What goes up must come down. But yeah, yeah. I think Liverpool, they got their 3 points. Well done. Spurs, we got Leeds next. Well, in the league anyway, at home, before the World Cup. Just end it with a win, please. You can't go 4 games at home without winning. End it with a win. In the words of my brother Grizz, football is a humbler. And I'm sure Skullfuggery is cooking up my voice note I sent to him with a mean diss video coming tomorrow. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. We have to do better. I'm not really sure what more I can say. People were speaking about the Sessegnon penalty and stuff, shout and whatever, but it didn't look a penalty to me in real time. When I came back home and I watched the replays, I said, this looks a bit dodge, but nah, man. I ain't about to sit here and bemoan a penalty decision. I'm bemoaning the performance in the first half. I'm bemoaning the flipping mistake from Eric Dyer, man. Listen, the Sessegnon thing was whatever, man. Honestly, we had enough, even with the injuries today, we had enough to get a point or even 3 points against Liverpool. And we've ended up with 0. So we can only look at ourselves. We really can. But anyway, I want to big up, before I end the stream, let me just talk about like my top performers. So for Liverpool, I've already mentioned Mo Salah and Konate were, well, Konate for me was man of the match for Liverpool, but Mo Salah was also immense. I thought Thiago had some good moments. It's weird. He had like an up and down game. Like passing wise, he was good, But I felt like at times in the second half, he just wasn't really offering Liverpool any sort of protection on the ball. Fabinho was, first half was okay. Second half, I think he struggled. Harvey Elliott, first half was average. Second half, didn't do shit. Sorry, didn't do anything. Robertson was okay. Trent, I thought he passed really well in the first half, but I felt in the second half he struggled a lot defensively. Struggled big time, and gave away 1 or 2 fouls. And then the back line, I thought Konate, again, man of the match. Van Dijk I think he was solid. I don't think he was bad. I think he was solid. And then on Spurs, if I'm going through the team, I think Lloris, apart from that shocking kick he had one time in the first half, I thought Lloris was okay. The wing backs, I've already spoken about the wing backs. Terrible. Terrible. I'm not even going to give them a score. They're cheeks, man. They're cheeks. The centre backs, I thought Davies was okay today. I thought Longley was the best centre back today. I thought he had a good game. I thought he defended well, and I thought he used the ball well. A lot of people asking about Longley at half-time to me, and I was just thinking, of all the players to criticise, like, I know Longley isn't perfect. We didn't want Longley. Longley's here. We wanted Bastoni. We wanted Indika. We wanted better centre-backs than Longley. But, yeah, like, Longley, I don't rate him highly, but he's not really had many bad games at Spurs. I think he's probably only had like 1 bad game, and he was good today. Like, I don't really get, like, Longley had a good game today. Defensively, I felt like he kept Liverpool quiet in the second half. Most of the counter-attacks that they tried to initiate in the second half got snuffed out. Midfield, Bentancur, not great first half, but really good second half. Basuma, best game in the Spurs shirt for me. Really good throughout the game, in my opinion. He's good at finding those like disguised passes through the lines. He's good at doing that. And I felt like defensively today, dribbling, close control, he was good. He was really good, like really good. And I think slowly now we're starting to see the real Basuma. People need to exercise patience. I saw way too much negative stuff about Basuma. I get it. He's not played that well, but this guy's not just turned into a bad player overnight. Like, you've seen with your own 2 eyes, Basuma take apart Spurs. Give him time. He was good today, Basuma. He was good today. Højbjerg, poor today. I didn't get how he lasted 90 minutes. And in my opinion, when we were going for the game towards the end, I would have taken off Højbjerg instead of Basuma. I couldn't believe Basuma was the one that got subbed. I could not believe that. I couldn't believe that. I got certain man who normally fence it. They're doing emoji eyes in my chat. Listen, we'll talk tomorrow. But Longley was good today. Sorry, not Longley. Basuma was the best midfielder today for me. Was the best of the lot. Højbjerg, not a good game by his standards. I feel like Conte feels like he has to play him every game. You don't, brother. You don't have to play him every game. He doesn't have to play 90 minutes every game. And I think this is what's contributing to his dip. I feel like him and Harry Kane, they're having to play Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday, Tuesday, Sunday. Like, leave Basuma on the pitch. How can you watch that game for 90 minutes, Conte, and think that Basuma's the one that needed to come off instead of Højbjerg? But anyway, I think Højbjerg will have better games than he did today. He was poor today. In the attack, I thought Harry Kane wasn't having a good game. I felt like he wasn't doing enough with the ball, overcomplicating, picking up the ball from weird positions. Movement was a bit too static. But second half, I think he definitely picked up. And he took his goal really, really well. Perisic, a bit up and down in the first half, but I think Perisic had a decent game today, man. He was busy. He caused a lot of problems, got into good positions, hit the woodwork twice. I mean, I wish he scored that second attempt he had. Yeah, I thought Perisic was all right today, and then I thought Kulusevski, boy, absolute baller when he came on, absolute baller. Like Kulu's back, so that's good. That is good. I got another super chat from JJ Ash. He says, we have had our down period and still won more than Spurs. Now we're back to where we should be. When will Spurs ever move up? And yes, you, Matisse, and Saeed were humbled. Proper respect, my G. Listen, enjoy your moment in the sun. Thank you for the super chat, bro. Thank you for the super chat. The big 6 tomorrow. Football is a humbler. But big up to the fence sitters in the chat. Big up to JJ Ash. Big up to Grizz. Big up to the lot, man. Big up to all of you lot for tuning in as well. As I said, smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. Let me just go through some comments before I end the stream because I don't want to talk about this game anymore. Robert. Big up, Rob. Cess has no composure. The guy looks lost in the final third. Facts. It's very, very timid. Very, very timid. Just going through some more comments. Sleeping Dragon, Liverpool fan. Liverpool's midfield needs a complete overhaul. The whole world knows this is the real cause of LFC's current problems. Mate, the midfield, second half today was just, like it was losing every single 50-50, losing most of the duels. Yeah, man. I was shocked that we had more of the ball than you did in the second half. I mean, yeah, I was watching it unfold, but yeah. Well, I wasn't shocked because Liverpool midfield this season has been quite poor. Dave Goose 91 says, Tobs, watching the game as a neutral, I think the difference tonight was made by the experience to take the result and grind it out. And Spurs will get there. I think we've done that quite a lot this season. What's mad is Spurs have played worse than we did today this season and have won games. But I guess that's the difference when you're playing top level opposition. You can't give them even a sniff. AJ says Trent's passing was a joke, but got cooked a few times. Yep, literally what I said earlier on. Agreed. Yeah. Tobes, did Emerson get booed loudly? He did when he put in that cross. That was mad. Like the whole stadium just erupted in anger. AJ says, Toby, Liverpool just targeted our right back and right. Yeah, I mentioned this as well. The switch to Nunes was on every single time in the first half. They just wanted to try and isolate him and Emerson or him and Dyer. And it's no surprise that their goal came from him in the first half. But I felt like we dealt with that better in the second half and towards the closing stages of the first half. It's just poor mistakes. But yeah, people, this is it for me, man. This is it for me. I hope you've had a good weekend. My weekend started off well and has descended into chaos because of today's result. But yeah, we'll be back. We got Nottingham Forest on Wednesday. Hopefully, Jed Spence will play. I think he will. And hopefully he puts in the performance of his life to actually give Conte the kick up the backside. Because, yeah. Anyway, people, thank you for tuning in. 340 of you lot in here still. Make sure you smash a like. Make sure you leave some comments. What were your thoughts on the Liverpool performance? What were your thoughts on the Spurs performance? Do you agree with my top performance of the day? Do you agree with my bottom performance of the day? I didn't actually mention my bottom performance, but I think you lot can all guess it. Dyer, the mistake, despite playing well, the mistake is unforgivable today. The wing backs, shocking. Liverpool today, Trent and a few others. But yeah, people, let me know your thoughts on the game in the comments. But yeah, smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the Big Six tomorrow. In fact, yeah, I'll see you on the Big Six tomorrow. Take care, peace out, and up the Spurs.